Hey there, Alexa here. I was having a conversation with one of my mindfulness coaching clients today about sustainers and drainers. And I thought I'd just touch briefly on that topic in this video. So, we're often in a position in life where we have lots of things that are calls on our time, that are maybe quite hard work, involve quite a lot of effort, maybe causes stress, overwhelm, a bit of tension, anxiety, etc. So I like to think about it almost like a battery level. So there are things that kind of drain our battery. And some of those are unavoidable, right? Difficult situations, challenging times, stuff we've got to do at work, lists of things that you've just got to do as a human, particularly as an adult human. But they kind of drain our batteries. So, if we get to the end of a day or the working week, for example, and we just feel like we've not got as much of our usual energy reserves left. But there's another category of things. So if those are the drainers that drain our battery, there's another category of things that can recharge our battery, the sustainers. Now, some of those things are things like sleep. Sleep is an incredibly good sustainer to recharge our batteries. But we can also have sustaining activities. So I know if I catch up with a particularly good friend of mine, if I spend, a lovely time playing with my dog, chatting with my husband, even some of the work things that I do. I'm lucky enough in that case, people that I just really enjoy working with and actually find the sessions that I'm having with them incredibly energizing. And it can be other activities, that we can use to unwind or find joy, being outside, reading a book, catching up with friends, doing a hobby that we enjoy. Now, not all of those are sustainers all the time, I think it's important to say. Sometimes if we are particularly kind of overwhelmed or there are lots of things going on, then they might not have the same effect as usual, which is why it's useful to have a bit of a bank, a bit of a toolkit of lots of different sustainers that you can use at different times, depending on how you're feeling and in different ways. And also with my kind of physical activity hat on, if, for example, one of your sustainers is a physical activity or sport and you can't do that for whatever practical or physical reason, it's good to have a bank of other stuff to rely on as well. So I'd suggest doing a little exercise of writing down your sustainers, so you've got that go-to list of things that can support you if things get a bit tough.